Shall we begin?
Why not? Welcome to Frankie Sense and More. It's like she's got a whole lot of goodness for you with a little bit of sass.
Frankie, did you just say...
She sure did. Not to mention, along with...
Whoops.
Join us now as Frankie Picasso and her new co-host mix it up with authors, musicians, and interviews with world-changing people.
Let's begin, pal.
Okay, let's begin now, because it only makes sense.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Frankie Sense and More. I am so happy you have all joined me today. I got a little bit of a tongue twister before I start the show because I did promise a good friend of mine that I would do this for her. Tomorrow is myalgic encephalitis, chronic fatigue syndrome, myalgic encephalomyelitis, chronic fibromyalgia, Gulf War syndrome, and multiple chemical sensitivity day. Wow. Our good friend Alex Tyson, who suffers with CFS, is offering her book, Riding on Faith, as a free Kindle download to bring awareness and understanding to all of these diseases. Please grab your book on Amazon.com and let me know if you did, and I'll say thank you to Alice for you. Okay, we got a fantastic show for you today. My good friend John Domenico, an actor, writer, comedian, impressionist, whose repertoire includes performing over 25 different celebrities. That alone is impressive. Today, he might be best known for being the #1 Trump impersonator in the world. And the cherry to his cupcake this week is that he just received an Emmy nomination for performing 6 of his best-known characters all in one commercial for Madstar Mobile's Making Communication Great Again, their commercial. How fantastic. John has been performing, he's been performing Trump for over 12 years. Wow. In the last year and a half, he has become the official Donald Trump for numerous TV shows, including Fox News' Red Eye. He's appeared 35 times on Conan O'Brien. He's done 40 vocal and on-camera appearances, 80 vocal appearances on Slate's Trumpcast, and now 4 vocal appearances on Chelsea Handler and so many more outlets. Wow. He is the only Trump impersonator in the world to have ever appeared on This Morning in Britain 5 times, Today's Show Australia's 3 times, and Today's Show Ireland. Wow. John has made hundreds of live appearances as Donald Trump. You may have seen him walking around New York City with Melania on his arm. Maybe. He's got millions upon millions of YouTube viewers. He's done commercials and animated series and voiceovers. He's even done toys. John even did a commercial for me as for the Good Radio Network as Dr. Phil. He has appeared, as I said, as Trump in 3 feature films now, 13-episode comedy web series, You've Got Trumped, and is soon to start work in the Laugh Factory's Real News, Fake News, along with touring the clubs nationally. Are you starting to get the idea that John can out-Trump Trump? John, congratulations on the Emmy. Wow, so great to have you.
I'm exhausted from that introduction.
I know. I thought, do I have an hour?
Oh, no, thank you so much. It's so incredible. It's just been these last 18 months, like every single day something cool has been happening. It's just been amazing. So,
do you even remember your own voice?
Yeah. It's always the starting point, so I always come back to that. So
now this is so phenomenal to me because you grew up in Philly, you now make your home in Las Vegas. But I read that you had a severe speech impediment as a child, and is that how you got started?
Well, what's happened when I was a kid. I lived in a row home neighborhood outside of Philadelphia. It was Ambler. And this was, late 60s, and not everyone had air conditioning, so everyone would sit out on their little, on their steps. And I was a precocious kid, and I loved comedy, and I would go out and, I would do when I spoke in my normal voice, I had an impediment, but I found when I did these impressions, the impediment went away. So
it's like those people who sing.
Yeah, because there's 2 parts of your brain. There's involuntary speech and voluntary speech, and when you're in involuntary, you can't hear yourself because if you did, you'd drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
But with the voluntary speech, I was able to work in different voices and try to figure out like nasal placement and throat placement, and I would do Humphrey Bogart and all those classic things, and kids, all those people that were around at the time. So it kind of worked out, and I stuck with it because I was, like I said, I was a big canned ham. And then I did 8 years of speech therapy, and that was 2 times a week during the school year for 8 years, and it was a big help because what it did was it taught me the mechanics of how to do a voice. Where I have a lot of friends who are impersonators and impressionists, but they're doing it all by ear, and I'm obviously doing it by ear too. But it's really the vocal mask and how to place things and how to actually produce it and how to move the tongue around, because my tongue was always in my way. I just sounded like the normal kid who couldn't pronounce his R's and kind of like talk like this. People say I sounded like Elmer Fudd or someone when I spoke. So that was the big thing was kind of getting my tongue out of my way so I could do these different voices.
Okay, but it's one thing to get, to do the voice. Now you got to do the impressions and actually kind of twist your facial features around to even assimilate that character. Mm-hmm. Like, do you spend hours in front of a mirror?
Well, I just kind of have a rubbery face that is really kind of adapts to anybody because, I most look like Austin Powers just by physical build. But, you saw me as Dr. Phil. What were you thinking? So with him, it's a little different. Yeah, because for him, he's got that furrowed eyebrow, so I always got to keep my face kind of like scrunched up, my upper face kind of scrunched up a little bit. And, hey, what were you thinking? And him, each one of these characters, this is where the acting part comes in for me because, I'm a trained actor. So it's going beyond an impression or an impersonation and actually performing the person as a character. If I would do it in a play, as I've done a lot of theater work too. So that's what I think makes me different as far as my performances, that I'm coming at it in a totally different way as a trained actor. So I'm trying to look at it from physicality, from attitude, from how's this person thinking, as opposed to an impersonation. I'm playing the person. That's my goal anyway.
Well, how many hours of studying do you do a day?
Oh my God! I still do about an hour of Trump a day because between I just did a Conan job yesterday. I did a call in tonight. I'm going to be on this morning in Britain again tomorrow, which is 2 a.m. for me here in Las Vegas. So so every day I check the news and I try to tweet as Trump. So it's very, very important that I read about what's going on with Comey. You know what I mean? And all these different things. So I'm trying to think the way he thinks. Terrible, tremendous, fantastic. I have to tell you.
That's
so
amazing.
It's always practicing, and I don't like to get too far away from the other voices because I just tomorrow's the 20th anniversary of Austin Powers opening in theaters.
Right.
And NPR just called and said we'd like to interview you for that. So today, some point today, I'm going to have to do a little Austin Powers, baby. Yeah. You got to practice, baby.
We're a minute away from a commercial break, but one thing I do want to ask before we go and join the ladies on the View is, when you know a bunch of different languages, sometimes you start thinking in that language. Do you ever find yourself just thinking as one of your characters?
Oh yeah, it's Trump. I'm finding myself thinking in Trumpese and using his words more and more, and I'm watching my hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's kind of like, it's like Pod People. He's kind of taking me over,
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It might scare you sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, if he ever goes away, I don't have to find a new character to take over, I think. Okay,
go ahead.
No,
I was going to say.
Okay, well, we're going to go to commercial break. We have the amazing Domenico with us.
Frankie Sense and More will be right back after we pay the bills.
It's words you never heard.
So last night, my husband was laughing as he was reading about the differences between men and women. According to the article, men get single tusks or hiccups more often than women. Everyone knows that women are better at multitasking than men. I'm good at both multitasking and procrastinating, which means right now there are 28 things that I'm putting off until later. What's another word for a person who puts everything off until the last minute? A cunctator. Women blink nearly twice as much as men, and while men can read smaller print than women can hear better. In fact, when a woman says, "What?" she heard you. She's just giving you a chance to change what you said.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
It's the Fitness Minute with fitness expert Annette Hammond.
Even though Halloween is my least favorite day of the year, it will be here soon, and having a strategy to not let it derail your healthy eating is a good idea. Weight Watchers says that there is really a trick to treats. You can stay on your healthy living plan, even though there is plenty of temptation around. They recommend to buy your candy late. Keep the temptation out of your house for as long as you can. Buy candy that you personally do not like. Have a plan for the leftover candy or the candy the kids bring home. Giving it away to your church or favorite charity is a good idea. But if you can't, then freeze it. It takes a while to eat a rock-solid piece of candy. Forgo the temptation to eat high-calorie, low-nutrition candy and stay on track. I'm Annette Hammond. To hear more fitness and weight loss tips, visit our website at AnnetteHammond.com.
And we're back. It's Frankie Said Some More. I feel like I'm losing my head today. It's Frankie Said Some More day. And we have John D. Domenico. Sandra Beck is with us. We're missing a few of our view ladies, but that's okay. Sandra and I are pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got, Donald's in the house today. Donald has come to the View. He's here. We're going to have a chat with him.
Right.
Maybe Dr. Phil's going to be around. We don't know. We're going to see. Hopefully he's here with us. I'm sure that he'll be around.
I'm so excited to be on the View panel, I have to tell you. It's really, really tremendous. I'm very excited to be with Sandra and Frankie, believe me.
Well, I've got a question, Mr. President. I was wondering how you feel about being the fodder for Bill Maher's show on HBO Real Time. Do you watch it and laugh with the rest of us, or do you think it's fake news?
It's totally fake news. Bill Maher makes everything. I don't know if you know this, but I sued Bill Maher. Did you know this?
I heard.
He caught my father an orangutan. I sued him for $5 million. My father, I can guarantee you, he's not an orangutan. Believe me. I know orangutans.
Mr. President, I have a question that I have been wondering ever since you ran for office. And I want to know if you've ever been sexually attracted to a piece of fruit, and if so, what kind?
Well, I think we know the answer to this. I think we know an orange, of course, an orange, because I'm orange.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Takes one to know one, I guess.
That's right.
Frankie,
It's so important.
It is. It's so important to know and to get that. Do you eat a lot of carrots to get that
I like
orange
carrots.
color?
People have accused me of looking like a carrot, but I prefer orange because orange is the sun. And you go to Mar-a-Lago, where
it's gold.
Beautiful. But have you been there? Have you ever been there? Mar-a-Lago in Florida, tremendous club.
No, never been there.
It's where I was with Xi Jinping, the premier from China. We were having delicious chocolate cake, tremendous chocolate cake, and I launched 55 Tomahawk missiles into Syria. It was incredible.
Oh, what a dessert!
Really amazing. What's
your
dessert.
favorite hairspray, Mr. President?
Well, you know what? It's so funny you asked me this. I talked about this on the campaign trail. They're telling me that I'm destroying the ozone with my Aquanet. I don't think so. I'm in my apartment in New York City. I'm spraying my Aquanet. I don't think it's going to affect the ozone. I don't know why they say this. My hair's tremendous. I have billionaire presidential hair. I have to do it my way, if you know what I'm saying.
I do. Now, Sandra, do you have another question for the president?
I do have a question because I have a 10-year-old son, Mr. President, and he's
very close to Barron's age.
Yes, very close to Barron's age. And he really wanted to know, when you clog a toilet, who do you ask for help? Like, is this something the Secret Service does? Do you ever get a private moment to unclog your own toilet?
I don't, you know what? Listen, I sleep in my suit. I don't touch anything. I don't even like shaking people's hands. So you can imagine any situation with the toilet. I don't have anything to do. I have people who take care of these type of things.
Got it.
Yes. The only thing I do in connection with the toilet is tweet. I love tweeting when I'm on the throne. It's tremendous. It clears my mind. I like to say anything I like. Total privacy.
Total privacy.
I love it. Yeah. Well, I've got, I want to ask you this because this is very near and dear to my heart being Canadian. You recently called out Justin Trudeau as an embarrassment and Canada's worst president. Now, in fact, you tweeted, honestly, I think he's done a terrible job so far, and he should be ashamed to call himself the president of Canada. Well, of course, he's the Prime Minister of Canada. So,
well, first off, I just want to say this. I love, love, love Canada. Tremendous place. And, I've been up there many, many times. It's almost like another country up there, I have to tell you. I didn't even realize it was a foreign country. Then this guy, Justin Trudeau, who, by the way, looks like a male model. You know what I mean? Far too young to be running such a tremendous country with so much oil reserves up there. And we're going to get that, and we're going to move it, and we are going to make Canada great again. And when I become president of Canada, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to be incredible. I'll be the president of both the U.S. and of Canada, and everyone's going to be very, very happy, believe me.
Oh, I know. I mean, it really hurt you when you gave up Canada.
It was tough. I had no idea. But, I have a Trump building in Vancouver. In Vancouver.
Yeah, you have a half-built Trump building in Toronto.
Mm-hmm. But I have buildings everywhere. I have buildings absolutely everywhere.
But did you pay the guys? Did you pay the guys in Vancouver?
No, I never pay anyone. I find why pay them? They're going to do the work anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? They get to work for me, and they can brag about it. And that's what's really important, bragging rights. Who needs money? I do, but no one else does.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I found some inspiration. You were talking about our, Justin Trudeau and what a misogynist he is. And you said that you're the poster child for modern day, women, because all of the strippers you have personally put through your education at Trump University. And you said all these chicks are now walking around with doctorates, effing doctorates. Now, I want to know, what kind of doctorates have your strippers got?
Well, first off, I'd like to say I love, love, love women. I cherish women. I married 3 of them. My favorite child is a woman, Ivanka, and Ivanka's tremendous. Isn't she tremendous? You have to admit she's amazing, right? Isn't she
beautiful.
Amazing? She's so beautiful, and a lot of people don't know this, but she won 6 years in a row the sexiest woman alive in Trump magazine. What are the odds of that?
In Trump magazine.
Trump magazine. I mean, I had nothing to do with that. But she's incredible. I love women. I've always loved women. I've dated supermodels. I own 2 beauty pageants. And to answer your question, all of the women who have doctorates, they have doctorates in very, very important things. So numerous, I can't even mention them. That's how important and numerous they are.
Wow. Sandra.
I do. I have a question for you, because you said something that was very puzzling to me. You said that all the women on The Apprentice flirted with you, consciously or unconsciously. And of course that's to be expected because you're the Donald. But how do you telepathically know what they're doing unconsciously? Like, how do you get into the unconscious mind? And does that really help you with the other world leaders?
Well, I have to tell you something. All right. I know that right now both of you are flirting with me. You're flirting with me. I get it. I'm a sexy man. I'm a world leader. I lead the free world, and I'm a billionaire. And women love that. They absolutely love that. They love power. And my charisma works with absolutely everyone, men and women, but primarily women. But it doesn't work with one person. And I'm very upset about that. And I was very upset when that person came to visit me. And I have to tell you, it is Angela Merkel. Didn't work. That's why I wouldn't shake her hand.
Ooh. Wow. Angela did not like you.
Well, she liked me, but I didn't like her. You see what I did there? I got ahead of her on the liking. Very important.
So what about Hillary, though? Is Hillary your kitten, too?
Well, of course. Did you see the way Hillary was on stage with me during the debates? She would look at me. She kept looking at me. I would say something. She looked at me. I would make a face. She looked at me. She was just driven to me. It was incredible. I had to fend her off, by the way. And did you know that she was at my wedding to Melania, her and Bill?
Wow. I didn't know that.
There's a famous photo of us all together.
Wow. What did they give you as a wedding gift?
Nothing. Terrible people, the Clintons. Terrible, cheap people. And on top of that, Hillary took 3 of the table settings. 3 of them. You're supposed to take the one. You win it, and then you take the one. She took 3 of them. Terrible. And she had Ziploc bags, and she was taking food off the buffet. Terrible. Democrats are cheapskates, I have to tell you.
How many women do you think have slapped your face in your life?
How many women have I slept with? I can't even count. There's so many. So many women have slept with me and wanted to sleep with me.
Yeah. And how many threw up after?
Oh, God, you know what? It's so hard to tell because I basically make them throw up so they can stay skinny. So I would say pretty much all of them. You know, you got to stay hot and sexy. I don't know if you realize this, but one of the prenups in all of my dating and marriages is you have to do a weigh-in every single month. And if you come underweight, you get a bonus. If you stay on weight, you get to stay with me. So I call it a weigh-in. It's a monthly weigh-in.
Wow. Well, and do you ban your women from drinking Diet Coke? Because you said, you've never seen a thin person drinking a Diet Coke.
That is true, except for me. I drink Diet Coke. But other than that, I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. Never, ever. And I don't even exercise. I I eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is tremendous. I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. I eat McDonald's because it's consistently delicious food. It's delicious, I have to tell you.
And it's all that gold oil. It's fried in, so,
Yes, that's what keeps my glow.
Now, I was particularly attracted to the Drumpf, campaign. I tried to get a hat. Did you buy any hats?
The Trump, what you mean that thing with John Oliver where they took my name and they mangled
campaign. I love that.
Well, you know what? You see, everyone tries to tear me down, but you know what that does? It just gives me more power. Did you notice people can't stop talking about me? People who like me talk about me. People who don't like me talk about me. They don't really get it. It just keeps feeding into making me bigger. And I'm like the Hulk. I'm the Hulk. I'm tremendous. And that's because people love me and they talk about me.
If you could be any famous person in the world, Donald, who would you be? Other than yourself. We know you'd want to be yourself and God, but who would you like to be most like?
Well, I probably want to be Ivanka because she's just like me with different plumbing.
Oh, God love you.
She's so tremendous. And she has a new book out. For about working women because you know what? She came from nothing. She started with nothing other than my billions and billions of dollars.
Exactly.
But she had to work. She was lucky. She started at the top and had to work her way up to the president, helping me out. Because I don't know if you know this in Canada. I don't know if you get the news up there. But she is my top advisor now, unpaid position in the White House, and I had to do a special executive order for that. It's take your daughter to work day for the next 8 years. So every day take your daughter to work day.
Well, Sandra knew that because she's in California.
Yeah,
Ivanka, yeah. Yeah, but she'll be back very soon. She's promoting her book and her jewelry and her shoes and her dresses, and they say there's a conflict of interest. How can that be? It's tremendous.
So important. Well, we got to go another commercial break. I want to thank you so much, President Trump, for joining us today, and I really look forward to talking to you again, and I really hope that Dr. Phil will come and join us after the break. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Frankie Sense and More will be right back after we pay the bills.
It's Marching Neighborhood.
State fairs offer wonderfully wild and wacky summer foods. From chicken fried bacon in Texas to Minnesota spaghetti and meatballs on a stick. There is something about dining at the fair that can make anyone an opsomaniac or a person who is driven to the point of madness by food. State fairs are famous for their liverwort, or food with no nutritional value. The California State Fair boasts fried Krispy Kreme chicken sandwiches. That's fried chicken and Swiss cheese tucked into a Krispy Kreme donut served with a side of honey sauce. At the Iowa State Fair, you can enjoy a hot beef sundae. That's a big scoop of mashed potatoes over roast beef, covered with gravy, sprinkled with cheddar cheese, and garnished with a cherry tomato to look like a sundae. What's another word for messy food? Ma Wallop.
It's Marching Neighborhood.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
It's the Fitness Minute with fitness expert Annette Hammond.
Most of the time, exercise rejuvenates you and increases your energy. But every once in a while, you may find that you're feeling tired in your workout, and every movement is an effort. My advice is simple. Turn up the music. Listening to fast-paced, uplifting music can really be helpful. According to the Journal of Sport and Exercise Psychology, your overall endurance improves by 15% when you exercise to music. So put on your preferred playlist or turn the radio up and treat yourself to a great workout while listening to your favorite music. The pulsating beat and uplifting lyrics can truly spur you on to complete your exercise and also to get an outstanding workout. Turn up the music and turn up the energy and motivation. For the Fitness Minute, I'm Annette Hammond. Like us on Facebook.
Okay.
Well, thank you. You're listening to Frankie Sense and More. I am your host, Frankie Picasso. My guest today is John Domenico, the world's best impersonator. Sandra Beck is also with us today, and we're hoping for a few other guests. I think Dr. Phil may have come in the house. Is he here?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Dr. Phil.
Oh,
Can
wow.
everybody hear me?
We can. Thank you. You know, I love your new show, Bull. I think it's great.
It's a tremendous show. All of my shows are tremendous because I am a straight shooter, you know, and I always say to people, what were you thinking? And usually they're not.
You know, President Trump was just here, and he was talking to us about how his wives, you know, have to do a weigh-in every month to make sure that they stay the weight that they were. And, you know, I'm thinking Robin is looking a little anorexic. Does she have to do a weigh-in monthly too?
No, listen, you know, this whole thing about weight in this country is over the top. You know, I wrote a diet book, and I'm fat.
Wow, I wouldn't call
this country is out of control. You know, first off, a lot of people in the U.S., not in Canada, but in the U.S. are obese. And then you got a lot of people who are skinny, but nobody's in between.
Do you think that has to do to the Golden Corrals and the
Absolutely.
buffets?
Americans love buffets. They love buffets, and they're great. You got Golden Corral, Sizzler. Hey, listen, Johnny D lives in Las Vegas. They got more buffets than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah. What's your favorite buffet?
Oh, you know what? I'm kind of a healthy guy. I like prime rib, steak, ribeye, those things that kind of stick to your ribs and make you look good. I'm from Texas, so I'm a big meat guy. I did eat a banana once.
How was that?
Well, it was yellow, and it tasted kind of, you know, soft. And I like things that are meaty, like me. By the way, I have a brand new book out. It's called I'm Okay, You're a Mess. You can buy that online.
Now, Dr. Phil, you handle lots of different topics on your talk shows and, you know, in your appearances, but you really don't talk a lot about your own personal fantasies. You know, what are some fantasies that you have on a regular basis? What do you dream about?
I have so many fantasies, I have to tell you. But, you know, if I let those out, people are going to get the wrong idea about me. People don't understand that fantasies are just fantasies and real life is real life. But I have to tell you, that Beyonce, woo, let me tell you, she can back that up anytime she wants.
So what's your favorite show? Is it where the mother hates the daughter and the stepdad, you know, or is it the you know, the sisters and the brother beat on each other?
I like the ones where it's usually a lesbian who doesn't know she's a lesbian, and I get to say, start living your life as a lesbian woman.
That's your favorite.
I love telling people what to do because, honestly, what do I know? I'm from Pumpkin Patch, Texas. Geez, I never even left my hometown till I was 35. I can't believe people buy the crap I'm selling.
I'm okay. You're a mess.
You're a mess. It's a great book. It's my best one ever. And I've written 52 books. And people just keep buying them. And I just keep saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Now, do you still talk to Oprah?
Oh, absolutely. Oprah is my personal savior. If she hadn't plucked me out of obscurity, the world would have been a much better place.
She's doing pretty good on Weight Watchers. Do you think you'd join her?
No, I love steak too much.
Okay.
I have a question.
Like to eat.
I have a question because a lot of times your advice sounds very simple or very similar to Medea. You know, Medea, she's that 6'5" overweight, over woman,
The cross-dresser, yes. I've been trying to get him on the show. He has serious problems.
What advice do you have for Medea? I mean, Medea's a very popular movie star.
Who is the actor who plays Medea?
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. I think Tyler is hiding a large black woman inside of him, and he's letting it out through that character. But there's probably a lot more to that if you really look into it.
Is he lesbian?
He's probably a lesbian, and I would say to him, I want you to start living your life as a lesbian woman, even though you're a man. Which would actually work out good for him, because then he'd end up being straight. You see that? Simple advice that works.
Homie.
James Comey, him I don't know about, but I do know he's 6'8", and that is far too tall.
It is. Wow. Do you have to look up?
6'8". Holy mackerel, that guy is huge.
Yeah, he's going to be crying the river. What do you have to say to him?
I'd like to talk to him and find out if the P-tape was real.
Mm-hmm. Sandra.
Well, I still want to go back to Tyler Perry, because now you've got me intrigued, because he has no wife in the public, and he's got this son that, they don't put in the public eye. Do you think that's all a ruse to support his secret lifestyle?
It could be. It would certainly make sense. And any man who needs to dress up as a woman may have some issues or should be living his life as a lesbian woman.
Now, would you say the same would apply to Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump has got some issues with women. He's fascinated with women. He's always quoted about saying things about women, and methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Okay, so what is your line of thinking here?
Well, my line of thinking is he's so obnoxious, Donald Trump, and he's so about the women, and he's changing women out. He's had 3 wives. He's got his daughter running the country. This tells me there's some ideation going on with the female.
Mm.
Okay, important question. What does ideation mean?
Well, he identifies with them. He relates to them. I mean, do you think he's got like some size 13 pumps hidden away that aren't Melania's?
Oh, I really like that. This is good stuff. I'm going to have you on my show. My ratings would go through the roof.
Pumps or no pumps?
I would say pumps. Yeah, I would say pumps,
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think he can rock the stilettos or the platforms. That just I mean, he is the Donald, but I don't think he has the legs.
I think you're right,
No,
Sandra.
I don't think so. And recently, the Donald has gained some weight.
Yeah.
I have to tell you.
Is he eating at your
His
restaurant?
man boobs are in full effect.
What do you think about the bro bra?
I think it is a great idea for someone who's a little overweight to have a little support. There's nothing like jiggly man boobs for you to lose your desire to live.
Well, we have another guest who's just arrived. SharRon is here. SharRon, say hello to Dr. Phil.
Hey, Dr. Phil, how are you?
Hello, SharRon. I really like your attitude. You sound upbeat and ready to go.
I am usually upbeat. I'm excited just listening.
Oh, it's very exciting. And you know what? I know that you ladies love quotes. And I don't know if you know some of my quotes, but one of my favorites is, if you want more, you have to require more from yourself. Isn't that genius? I wrote that myself.
I'm putting it on my wall right now.
Yeah, no one else thought of that.
No.
Yeah, and it's better. This is one I really like.
She's in Atlanta. She's got a southern accent, kind of like you from Texas.
I love Hotlanta. What a great city.
I love it too, but our traffic is horrendous and our highways like to fall down.
I know. I have to say, I've been there. If you want to get some reading done, then you get in some Atlanta traffic, because you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. SharRon, do you have a question for Dr. Phil? A relationship question, maybe?
Yeah, I would love to understand his perspective on why people stay in relationships when they're so unfulfilled. What makes people stay in confinement versus choosing contentment?
Ooh, I like that.
Well, I think a lot of people are scared. I have a quote. It's better to be healthy alone than sick with someone else. But some people cannot bear the idea of being alone. They just can't handle it. They'd rather be in a stinky relationship than be by themselves.
So what would you say, Dr. Phil, if a person is in that space, what type of advice would you give them to start the process of unraveling the relationship so they can leave?
Read my newest book, I'm Okay, You're a Mess. 1995.
On Amazon. Okay, that's really good advice.
Dr. Phil.
Hey, listen, you know what? It takes, you got to be fearless in life. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the performance. You will not get a second chance. Live your life now.
Dr. Phil, that's plagiarism from my own book.
What's that?
What you just said.
Life is not a dress rehearsal?
Yeah, that's in my book. You took it.
That's in my book, too. We're obviously stealing from the same people.
Dr. Phil, this is Sandra, and I know we've only got a minute or two for break, but Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory said something very profound. He said he feels sad for stupid people. Do you feel sad for stupid people, too? Because, quite frankly, you do kind of think people are stupid.
They are very stupid, and if they weren't, I wouldn't sell so many books.
That's true.
But let me tell you something. Ignorance is bliss, okay? Beauty is only skin deep, but stupid goes down to the bone.
That's true. You can't run away from stupid.
That's right. You can't.
Oh, my goodness. Dr. Phil, you're just so full of so many witticisms and great,
hey, here's another one going back. If you're lonely, then you're not there for you.
Oh, that's a good one. That should be on a pillow.
That's a good idea. I'm going to put that on my website, Dr. Phil Pillows, along with my tea cozies, my beer chillers, all that stuff.
Well, that's amazing. You set that up, cross-stitch it, go find those ladies who can do that. We're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, I want to say thank you, Dr. Phil, for joining us and talking to SharRon, because she really needed that help. But we're going to come back and we're going to talk to a really favorite person of yours and ours, and it's his anniversary, Austin Powers.
Frankie Sense and More will be right back after we pay the bills.
If you could live your life truly standing in a place of peace, joy, and abundance, wouldn't that make your heart soar? Now you can, with Lessons in Joyful Living, with your host, Kimberly Rinaldi, Mondays at noon Central. Kimberly Rinaldi, having created a highly successful coaching practice, now teaches Lessons in Joyful Living. She believes in empowering others and that through it, you have the ability to break through any and all barriers, thus allowing you to reach your greatest potential and joyfully step into your life's purpose. What used to take weeks, months, or even years, she can now teach you in a matter of hours with her programs. For more on Kim and her show, go to her website, KimberlyRinaldi.com. That's RINALDI.com. Then join us for Lessons in Joyful Living with your host, Kimberly Rinaldi.
This is the TogiNet Radio Network, broadcasting quality programming to the world.
It's words you never heard.
One evening in 1929, William Lear and Elmer Wavering of Quincy, Illinois, were out driving with their girlfriends. One of the girls suggested it would be even more romantic if they could listen to music. The guys liked the idea and started tinkering with installing a home radio in the car. They sold their idea to a radio manufacturing company and applied for a loan with a local banker to get production started. Thinking it might sweeten the deal, they installed one of their new radios in the banker's vehicle. Unfortunately, the banker's car caught on fire, and they didn't get the loan. They must have felt like Dunder Clumpins. Not giving up, they drove to a radio convention and sat outside in the car with the radio blasting. Soon orders were pouring in, and taking a cue from the Victrola, because their radio was going in a car, they called it the Motorola.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
It's Frankie Sense and More. I'm so glad that you're with us. I am your host, Frankie Picasso. My guest today is John D. Domenico, the world's greatest impersonator as far as I'm concerned. Sandra Beck is here. SharRon Jamison is also in the house. And Austin Powers, it's his 20th anniversary. He is joining us. And I think Dr. Evil's kind of trailing along behind him. Let's see.
Frankie, groovy right on, baby. Can you guys hear me?
Sandra, why don't you take this away?
I've always wondered about this, Austin Powers, because I've visited Holland many times, and the Holland people are very, very nice. Have you been to Holland? Are you allowed in Holland? I mean, you did call them, a crazy Dutch bastard.
Did you say if I've been to Holland, baby?
Yes.
I love Holland. It's groovy, baby. But, what's his name is their gold member. He's hiding out there. I love the windmills and the shoes.
Who's your favorite Dutch baby?
Say that again.
Your favorite Dutch baby?
Oh, my favorite Dutch baby would have to be Dr. Evil.
A good one.
So what's really going on between you and Dr. Evil? I mean, is this like a bromance? Is this where has it gone in the past 20 years?
Well, allegedly we're brothers. We found out in the third movie that we were separated at birth.
Oh.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Which I was very surprised about.
Is there an attraction between you two?
Gosh, I hope not. We're not from Arkansas, are we?
So it's a big anniversary. What plans does the world have for you?
Well, it's the 20th anniversary of the Austin Powers movie, the very first one. It's going to be very groovy. There's going to be a showing of the film in Los Angeles, and we'll have the Shagwire baby and all the big characters.
Yeah,
Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Frau Farbissima, Fat Bastard, to me, baby.
I think Fat Bastard's my favorite. But of all your leading ladies, which was your favorite one to shag?
I would have to say Vanessa Kensington, who's Elizabeth Hurley, baby. But then again, Beyonce was in the third film. But then again, Heather Graham was in the second film. They're all shagtastic, baby. Yeah.
Which one would you do, Sandra?
Oh, I would think Heather Graham, because she looks dumb as a box of rocks, and I could probably just get everything I wanted from her, leave her, and then go on, and she wouldn't even remember.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, probably not. To me, she's not really much of an actress, but she's a beautiful woman.
She is.
And speaking of beauty, I have a question about Mr. Bigglesworth, because...
Oh, he's right here. He's right here. I actually stole him from Dr. Evil.
So he's still alive? He's still alive after 20 years?
He's the skinless cat. Oh, yes. Well, Dr. Evil, radiated him, so he's probably going to outlive all of us.
Do you think that Mr. Bigglesworth has any regrets about being stereotyped? In Hollywood, everybody gets stereotyped.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's had trouble getting roles other than as a cat. And he has such a huge range. I've actually seen him do a horse in an improv class.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
He's very smart, but it's groovy being an international man of mystery. Baby.
Oh, I bet. Which is your favorite car? Did you get to drive an Aston Martin?
Well, it's a Jaguar. It's a Jaguar, what you call Jaguar.
Jaguar.
They're very groovy cars, and there's only 3 of them in the entire world. The ones that painted with the Union Jack.
Oh. Nice.
And now we're looking. Now there's finally, for the first time, we're all lining up and hoping to do an Austin Powers 4, baby.
So who's gonna be at the big party? Who's gonna be on your arm at the big party?
It's a great question. Probably, I would hopefully be Vanessa Kensington.
Oh, okay.
She's very good because Beyonce's with Jay-Z and Heather Graham's with
somebody.
It's Basil. It's Basil. He's calling me.
Oh.
Hold on, I have to get rid of Basil quickly.
Yes.
There we go.
Please do.
Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be very exciting. It's it's like a groundbreaking comedy. So we're very excited.
Do you bring back the bag of chips? Because Dr. Evil says, you ate all that in a bag of chips. Why didn't you use a bag of donuts? Or, what is the discrimination against potato chips and donuts and other fast foods?
Well, we know that, in the U.S., people love potato chips. So, and donuts aren't really very healthy for you, baby. You always want to be sexy, baby. Yeah!
Yeah.
So what's your key to fitness? How do you keep that svelte man of mystery physique? What are some of your secrets?
We don't believe in exercise. Or brushing our teeth for that.
Or I was going to say, or dentist, yeah. You made millions of dollars.
There's 3 dentists in all of London, and they always have an opening. It's odd.
What do you think about the American fixation with weight and fast food and everything being instant?
I think it puts a lot of undue pressure on people, baby, and it's kind of sad. You just want to live life and be groovy. You don't have to be worried about your teeth and your belly and your bottom and all those types of things. You just want to have a good time and shag yourself rotten.
What about fake breasts? I'd like you to weigh in on.
Those I'm in for. Those are groovy.
Okay.
I really like those. Thumbs up on those, baby. Who doesn't like boobies? Everyone loves boobies. Babies love boobies. Old men love boobies. Boobies are groovy.
Ooh.
So big ones, small ones. Do you care if they're different sizes? Like one size is an A cup, one size is a B cup? Because women worry about these things.
Well, I would prefer this asymmetrical, and I think they can do that with technology now.
Yeah, because some guys like they think 2 hands is too much, but hey.
I don't know any of those men.
I don't either.
Do you have any children that we don't know about?
Say this again?
Have any children that we don't know about?
Oh, probably all over the world. I'm a prolific
lover. You shagged a lot, Sandra. Come on.
Oh, I shagged a lot. And I don't want to brag, but I've had lovemaking sessions that have lasted over a minute.
Do you use Viagra? Do you use any of the performance-enhancing drugs?
What? You know what? It's funny you mentioned Viagra. Last night, I took a Viagra. It got caught in my throat, and this morning I woke up with a stiff neck.
I thought you were going to say like a giraffe neck.
Yes, my neck has been stiff for 6 hours.
Oh.
Told me I have to call the doctor.
Oh dear, I love it. That's so funny. What about condoms? Do you use condoms?
Oh no, condoms are for sailors and hookers
and Frenchmen.
And Frenchmen, no, they're filthy.
Well, it's been just wonderful visiting with you, Dr. Powers. I was wondering if you could.
Oh, I'm a doctor now, groovy, baby.
I'm sorry, Austin, my favorite Austin.
He's the doctor of love.
I didn't mean to call him.
Yes, I've got my mojo, baby.
Doctor. Come on,
your mojo, my mojo, cross mojonating.
I'd like to talk to John just before we go, though. Could John come back? Have a wonderful
I'm back,
celebration.
baby.
You're back? Okay.
Oh, that was fun.
That is really a lot of fun. John, one question I did have for you that I wondered about. When you're walking around New York City with Melania on your arm in front of Trump Tower and all over the place, do you ever worry somebody's going to take a pot shot at you?
Well, it's funny. Prior to the election, I never was concerned with it. Post the election, I don't go anywhere without security.
Yeah. I worry for you a little bit, truly.
Yeah, it's a totally different kind of, generally, I mean, for the most part, it's very positive and people get it. But, what has happened in the last 18 months, I've become an avatar for Donald Trump. So on both sides, I've had CEOs of major corporations, I'll do an event, lean into me and say, I'm voting for you. Like they'd whisper in my ear and say that. And, my thought always was, you realize I'm not him, right?
Yeah.
And, but conversely, there's a lot of people who take their anger out on me. And, again, I'm just like an avatar. I'm playing this character. To me, I'm playing a character. To them, I am a conduit to him. So their frustrations are just, are magnified when I'm there in person.
What's the craziest thing a fan has said to you?
Oh my God. I pretty much heard it all. Around the bus, the Billy Bush bus thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
How free am I to speak?
Free or very free?
Oh, okay. Well, I had a woman at an event say, will you grab my pussy?
Wow.
And this was a corporate event, and this woman was like an executive, and I was shocked.
Wow.
Beyond belief. Shocked beyond belief. The worst thing that happened was I was on an elevator here in Las Vegas, and I'd just come off the show floor, and I was with two people who were like guarding me, and we were heading up to the room where I was going to get out of wardrobe. And there was a guy on the elevator who turned around, looked at me, his eyes flared, and he grabbed my throat.
Really?
And they had to pull his arms off, and they were like, "Take it easy. He's not the real guy." And he was like, "You're ruining the country." And he was an older guy. I was really shocked. I was really he didn't look like someone who would do that.
But
no, I never do.
People do that. They see actors on a show and they think that they're that character all the time, and they go, "I hate that person. I hate you." Right?
That went on for decades with soap operas. People didn't really separate the fact that it's actors playing a role. They thought a lot of these people are real, and I know that still goes on today. It's you think that people are more sophisticated than that, but honestly, they're not.
They're not. No, Dr.
Well, it's like I saw Gary Busey on Hollywood Boulevard one time in the car next to me, and I swear I thought he was going to whip out something, shoot me, or I expected all the buildings to explode. I mean, it came in that fast. It's like that recognition, and then all the movies we've seen him in all comes into play. I don't think it's necessarily that we're stupid, but we are conditioned after watching movies to see people in certain lights.
Yeah, and that's how you contextualize them, because that's the only context you have for them. So out of context, even for me, I'll be in New York and I'll see a very well-known actor. Not that part of it, but like, it's still like a shock. Oh my God, that's so-and-so, and they're right there in front of me, and it's amazing,
Well, I got to see Jamie Lee Curtis and Danny Glover yell at their kids. It was like the best day of my life.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, it's wonderful. We got 30 seconds left, so thank you again so much for being our guest today and agreeing to say yes. And I just love you, as you know, and I support you.
Yeah, you've been so awesome, Frankie. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thanks again for coming on the show with me today. And SharRon, I know you had to go, but thank you too. And make sure you go out and you get Alice Tyson's book on Amazon. Just download it; it's free, and help those suffering with chronic fatigue syndrome and the rest of it. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.